blanket rezoning rolled back.
Repealing this does not get rid of our CG townhomes. It just makes it so that they have to go through a land use change.
But what will city councillors come up with to replace it? Focus on energy.
Honestly, the entire world is focused on Canada's energy expertise and the expertise sitting right here in this room.
How conflict overseas will affect Alberta's oil and gas industry. And a polar bear meet and greet.
So they're very much aware of each other. They can smell each other and they hear each other.
The Calgary Zoo's new bear makes his debut.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Calgary City Council has repealed the controversial blanket rezoning housing policy. They're now debating what could replace those rules. Jordan Canagan is at City Hall with more. And Jordan, this issue was contentious from the beginning.
So contentious, Ian, that hundreds of people showed up 2 years ago to speak against blanket rezoning before that policy was passed. And then again, hundreds of people came over the last 3 weeks to speak in favor of getting rid of that housing policy. In the end, it was a 12-3 vote to repeal blanket rezoning this afternoon. Councillors Nathaniel Schmidt, Mike Atkinson, and Andrew Ewell voting against. A blanket rezoning was initially passed to allow for more low-density housing to be built on what was previously single-family lots. Today's vote means more than 300,000 properties in Calgary will revert back to single-family only. Well, any new developments of townhomes and row homes in most communities will again need to go through individual land use hearings.
I'm ecstatic about Council's decision to move forward with a new plan on how to make our city better in a thoughtful, strategic, focused density as opposed to what was previously proposed.
Repealing this does not get rid of our CG townhomes. It just makes it so that they have to go through a land use change. So we're going to just continue to see this snowball.
Now, councillors are now debating amendments to new housing rules, some of which could include prohibiting townhomes and row homes from being built mid-block. It's not going quickly, though. They've been debating this now for hours, and we don't know exactly how much longer they have yet to go. Now, reverting back those properties and any possible changes will officially come into effect in August. Ian?
Thanks, Jordan. Calgary Economic Development is urging local businesses to explore other markets for trade amid tensions with the U.S., threats of Alberta separatism, and global uncertainty. In its annual report to the community, the CED highlighted a significant shift in Alberta's trade landscape. Last year marked the lowest number of trade deals with the U.S. on record for Calgary-based companies supported by CED programming. However, its Trade Accelerator program enabled $60 million in international trade revenue for local businesses through a record 45 trade deals.
In times like this, there's always a temptation to pull inward, become more cautious, more insular, and more siloed. But we know the history has shown us that if we close ourselves off, everyone loses.
CED research shows that 73% of Canadian and U.S. business leaders would consider moving to Calgary, an increase from 54% in 2024. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister was in Calgary today to promote the federal government's plans to make our country more resilient in these turbulent times. Tyler Barrow joins us now. And Tyler, what did Anita Anand say about Alberta's role in a growing economy?
Ian, the Public Affairs Minister discussed the importance of defense spending, liquefied natural gas production, and the Trans Mountain Pipeline. Now, she says it is a pivotal moment in our country's history, and we must act pragmatically. On the defense front, she talked about building Arctic sovereignty, including spending on the Mackenzie Highway, which runs through northern Alberta and into the Northwest Territories. Regarding LNG, she says Canada can become a credible supplier as the war in Iran stalls a good chunk of the world's supply in the Strait of Hormuz. She was pressed on the long timeline it took to build the Trans Mountain Pipeline. She responded by saying there was a need to ensure technologically sound infrastructure. On the global stage, people are asking her about Alberta energy.
Just want to underscore the extent to which Alberta specifically comes up in so many of my bilateral engagements, whether it is on energy, which very few conversations I would have don't mention energy. I mean, honestly, the entire world is focused on Canada's energy expertise and the expertise sitting right here in this room.
Now, Anand said Canada's relationship with the United States is complex, but the country must double non-U.S. trade over the next 10 years. Ian?
Tyler, thanks very much. Danielle joins us now. I got a really good feeling about the weather today because it's starting to warm up.
A little bounce in your step today?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, me too. Today did not get very warm. We just got to a high of 4, which is where we're sitting right now. But the sun was out, and 4 is a lot better with sunshine than what we've had for the past few days. So it felt really nice. And if you think this felt nice, wait till you see what's to come over the next day or two. All right, yes, still 4 at the airport. The winds were a little gusty early this morning, but they've been pretty calm throughout the day. As we head through these next 24 hours, you need to know that there will be a rain and wet snow mix arriving for tonight, later this evening, in fact, after 8 p.m. That will push through pretty quick. We'll get maybe trace to 2 centimeters, but that will melt really as soon as the sun rises for tomorrow. The clouds will clear out in the morning. A bit of a chilly start with a wind chill of -6, but in the afternoon, a ton of sunshine and 8 degrees. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Ian?
Thanks, Danielle. The new polar bear at the Calgary Zoo has made his public debut. Yele, a newly arrived polar bear from Quebec, making his first appearance at his new home. Yele has completed his quarantine and is now starting to explore his outdoor habitat. The 20-year-old bear came with his own French translator because he's used to commands in French. The translator will work with staff here to help Yele get used to English words and hopefully feel more comfortable in his new home. He's also getting used to resident polar bear Siku.
They have had visual barriers in front of them just so that they can get used to the space. Yele has the opportunity to get out onto the habitat and see everything around him. So they're very much aware of each other. They can smell each other and they hear each other, and sometimes they go up to slides and talk to each other on either side of it.
Eventually, Yele and Siku will be able to spend time together without a barrier between them, depending on how long it takes to get used to each other. Teachers are fighting back against the province's new Education Act. Next, why they say the act's focus on bias in the classroom is unnecessary. And poor grades for the provinces in addressing a common health concern, arthritis. Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. The province is sticking by a bill that aims to remove bias and ideology from Alberta classrooms, but educators argue personal bias is already covered through professional standards. Bill 25 requires teachers to keep any personal bias or ideology out of the classroom and to teach all viewpoints on issues. That includes views based on misinformation, even if they're potentially harmful to others. Education experts say teachers already must follow professional standards. And the opposition NDP says the new bill could lead teachers to avoid touchy topics altogether, a chilling effect the minister doesn't see.
Well, the legislation doesn't limit topics that can be discussed in a classroom in any way, shape, or form.
It's about restricting freedom of speech. It's about making sure that social studies teachers can't actually teach current events.
The opposition NDP also takes issue with new flag restrictions in the bill that say schools can only fly the Canada and Alberta flags unless given special permission. Nicolaides says the restrictions could extend to classroom decorations or even stickers or pins on teachers' personal belongings. Half of Albertans say the provincial government is on the wrong path, but the UCP is performing better than other provinces. That's what a new Angus Reid public opinion survey found. Alberta is outperforming most other provincial governments on the top issues of the day. But 67% say Danielle Smith's government is doing a poor job on health care, and 66% say it's doing a poor job on the cost of living. Police have dismantled an encampment just outside city limits. The camp was on private land just south of Spruce Meadows. After months of reports of unsafe behavior, suspicious people and thefts, officers moved in. Police say there were also reports of people chasing and striking passing vehicles, and a road maintenance worker was threatened with a knife. Police found 4 trailer loads of debris, makeshift structures, and bicycles. They seized 4 knives. One person was arrested for trespassing and outstanding warrants, but declined support services. And charges have been laid after a copper pipe theft that caused significant damage to a medical supply facility last year. On July 24th, the business reported that piping was removed from refrigeration units that house temperature-sensitive medicine. The units failed, resulting in $400,000 in damage. 52-year-old Peter Roy Thedorf is facing charges and will be in court on April 30th. So we're looking at a mix of precipitation tonight. It will start with rain, which actually is a little refreshing, right?
Yeah, start with a little bit of rain, switch over to wet snow. Not as refreshing, but this will mainly be while most people are sleeping. And it's out of the way for Calgary, for example, by midnight. And then it freshens everything up as the sun comes out tomorrow and things warm up. So it's not terrible. All right, 4 degrees is our high today. Also the current temperature. We did have sunshine. We don't at the moment. It's mainly cloudy, but we did have sunshine a little earlier and the winds were calm and we got to 4 and it actually felt quite nice in comparison to what we've had recently. All right, 5 in Lethbridge, 7 in Brooks, up through Drumheller. So these are temperatures that are on average about 5 to 6, even 7 degrees below normal. For example, in Calgary, we should be at 10 degrees for this time of year. That's a normal temperature. So our 4 is below that. We will surpass normal in the coming days. Winds, well, it was windy early in the morning. For example, our gusts 50 kilometers per hour in the city, that was about 2 a.m. And then things have calmed down in the afternoon. So we had calm winds. And this was really the story for most communities, is that we had the gusty conditions in the overnight and early morning hours. And then things calmed down this afternoon. We are looking at calm winds over for all of southern Alberta for tomorrow. This is that little blip that's going to track to the south. So I'm going to give you the timeline here. It's going to track into Calgary around between 8 and 9 p.m. It should be out by the midnight hour, and that's when it slumps down to the far south. Again, this is short-lived. It's not going to amount to much at all. The ground is warm in many cases, so a lot of it will just melt on contact anyway, but there may be some collection in the grass. What we're looking at is about trace to 2 centimeters possible in these overnight hours. And then the next system doesn't even arrive till late Saturday. So we have a bit of a stretch here of stable weather, sunshine, temperatures climbing, all that good spring stuff that we love so much. All right, so there's a quick look at what we can expect with regards to snowfall amounts. Again, hard to really say because it will be such wet snow and some of it will fall in the form of rain. But trace to 2 centimeters certainly possible in these overnight hours that will melt basically as soon as the sun comes up. All right, 8 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Winds calm, then 13 for Friday and even more sunshine. The key thing for tomorrow is we'll likely be cloudy early in the morning and then those clouds will shift out for the later morning hours and for all the afternoon. So a lot of sunshine on tap for tomorrow and for Friday. Saturday in the afternoon we'll have the clouds increase. And we even have the chance of a late day sprinkle, should get up to about 14 degrees. And then the next system rolls in for Sunday. And that's when it will drop our temperature down to 3 and likely drop some snow as well. Anywhere from about 2 millimeters of rain to about 1 centimeter of snow possible with that one. But temperatures will recover quickly, 7 degrees by Monday.
A report card on arthritis shows Canada is failing millions living with the disease, but a group of organizations is aiming to change that. More than 6 million Canadians live with arthritis, costing the economy $45.9 billion a year in healthcare spending and lost productivity. The report shows arthritis research is underfunded and no province scored above a C grade due to gaps in access to care. Data is scant, making it difficult to assess the scale of the problem. Arthritis Action Now unites 21 organizations to reduce wait times, use technology to find new treatments, and address health inequities. It's a festival where movie fans have come to expect the unexpected. Still to come, some of the highlights from the Calgary Underground Film Festival. A major airline admits higher jet fuel costs are bad for the bottom line. Joining me is Leanna Wachniak, investment advisor with the Popwich-Karmali Advisory Group. And Leanna, what impact did that ceasefire have on the markets today?
Well, as you can probably imagine, there was quite a bit of optimism that we might be seeing an end to the conflict, or at the very least, some continued shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, there's a lot of things that still need to be worked out in the 2 weeks of this ceasefire, so that's something that we're probably going to continue to see some continued volatility in trading based on the outcome and the rhetoric around those negotiations as we go through that. But the initial reaction by the markets was quite positive. We saw the TSX up over 1% today, and the Dow finishing the day up over 2.5%. The reason we saw the Canadian markets down slightly was because we do have many Canadian oil producers on the TSX index, and that in particular means that they can sell their barrels of oil for less than they could yesterday, and unfortunately that did put a hit in their stock price.
And Delta Airlines says its profit will take a hit from jet fuel costs.
That's right. They're actually anticipating an additional $2 billion of costs versus this time last year. So that's a fairly major jump. They've effectively thrown a lot of their growth plans for the summer out the window, cutting back some capacity in some areas, cutting growth capacity down, and really just expecting that they're going to see additional costs, and until they actually have some certainty as to what those costs could look like, not planning on adding anything. Now, they will be passing a lot of that on to you and me if we are booking flights through Delta. They are expecting to increase costs by 40 to 50% in terms of how much of the cost that they're passing on. So about half of the cost that they're additionally seeing will get passed on to consumers in the form of fuel surcharges and also some baggage fees, which we might see stick around for a little bit longer.
Okay, Liana, thanks very much.
Thank you.
A bus service that took people to Banff and Canmore is dropping that service. On It Regional Transit no longer offers the destinations on its website. The company says the service was provided on behalf of the Bow Valley Regional Transit Services Commission. The commission was seeking a new provider, but got no bidders. After this summer, the service will be reviewed to see if it could come back in the future. Blanket rezoning may be gone, but the argument over it continues. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Blanket rezoning was initially passed to allow for more low-density housing to be built on previously single-family lots. Now that the bylaw has been repealed, council has to decide on new housing rules, which could prohibit some buildings in some areas. We'll explain at 6. Also ahead, Calgary's business community is being urged to seek new markets amid tensions between Canada and the U.S. and use a Team Canada approach to attracting new business here. We'll show you a local business that has successfully done it. Ian.
Thanks, Tara.
Next, step right out to see the beautiful bearded ladies. Beautiful.
The Bearded Girl is among the deliciously offbeat films at the Calgary Underground Film Festival. The festival runs from April 16th to the 26th. And joining me is the festival director, Brenda Lieberman. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So what essentially is the premise behind The Bearded Girl?
I love this film. It's basically flipping into the family of a freak show and a long lineage of bearded women. And it's a mother and daughter, I feel, coming of age story. One that I thought was a really sweet story, and a lot of people I thought would be able to connect to it. But it's fun.
So when you talk about underground films, what qualifies as an underground movie?
We're looking for films that we think have a twist or a quirk or push boundaries in some form or another. So, you know, we're not showing maybe just your typical coming-of-age film, and like Bearded Girl, it's got the perspective through a freak show family. So we're looking for films that are unique, not your everyday. Lots of world-class films winning awards, traveling the full festival circuit, lots of celebrities and stars, but we're looking for something more genre, more unique. Horror, comedy, sci-fi, you name it.
I guess the thing is that so many of the movies that we watch, romantic comedies, for example, they're just formulaic.
Yeah.
These are not formulaic movies, are they?
No, so you might see like a hint of something that you're familiar with and have that in it, but yeah, we're looking for something that is going to set it apart from exactly what you're saying.
There's always an element of surprise, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And people have gotten to know that with us. So they might see something that comes across really just sort of general and generic, and then they were like, wait a second, I'm at the Calgary Underground Film Festival. It's going to change, and it will.
And to see my extended interview with Brenda Lieberman, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. You might have a chance to change your wardrobe a little bit by the weekend. It is warming up right now in Calgary, mostly cloudy and +4. Danielle has details just ahead. In some parts of Calgary, there's still a lot of snow on people's lawns.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to melt fairly soon, right?
I think so, yeah. You know, we're ready for it, I think.
Sure am.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll see the shorts and we'll see the T-shirts. I'm going to wear flip-flops for sure.
You will?
I will. Maybe not day one of warmth, but the next day when there's less slushy mess out there, because I feel like if you will it, it comes. 4 degrees is the current temperature. Today's high 4. Normal is 10, and we will surpass 10. So let me show you this 3-day forecast here. Tomorrow, 8 degrees. We'll start off with some cloud cover early on, and then that will clear out later in the morning, and then it's all sunshine. All sunshine for Friday as well at 13 degrees, and then 14 for Saturday. Again, Saturday in the afternoon, we do have a chance of a little late day sprinkle, but overall, this is quite a nice 3-day forecast. Ian?
Thanks, Danielle. It is a destination for many people in Calgary each summer, and now the lineup is set for the Calgary Folk Music Festival. The lineup of 67 artists was revealed this morning at Festival Hall in Inglewood. Headliners include 80s new wave band, the Psychedelic Furs, country star Marty Stewart and his fabulous Superlatives, and Icelandic indie folk band of Monsters and Men. They'll perform at Prince's Island Park, July 23rd to the 26th.
It's one of those things where you can come as you are. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to be wearing a cowboy hat. You can wear Birkenstocks if you want. You can wear high heels. So I think it's really a great introduction to a lot of music and culture, and to see people that you love and to discover new artists.
And you can buy your tickets online now. They're available at calgaryfolkfest.com. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.